Hi, I'm Kirsty Maynor, CEO of the Firefly Group, and this is a bonus video from our online learning library. I wanted to talk with you about the power of saying yes and. So often in conversations we use the word but, and the power of the word but is that it basically takes a line and scores it right through everything that came before. So if I say to you, I love what you did on that piece of work last week, but I'd like you to focus on something different this week, your brain doesn't hear the first part. It doesn't hear that I think you did a great job last week. If I say, I love what you did on that piece of work last week, and I'd like you to focus on something different this week, I'm building you up rather than knocking you down. Now, obviously, it needs to be genuine. It needs to be heartfelt, and it needs to be sincere. So you need to find what you can agree with. And the thing about using yes and is that you don't have to say yes as an actual word, and you don't even have to say the and, although you usually do say it. What you're finding is what you can reinforce, agree with, underline, highlight, or endorse in what the other person is saying. And then you're adding to it. You're moving on and up each time rather than knocking each other back. So let's look at another couple of examples. Imagine someone in your team makes a point which shows that they don't have an awareness of the bigger picture. And they say something like, I really think we need to focus on the customer solutions. I can find a genuine way to say yes and. So it might look something like this. You're right, customer solutions are really important, and we also need to think about the timing of that in comparison with what we do for our external stakeholders or managing budgets. Notice that I didn't actually say the word yes. It was implicit in me enforcing the importance of customer solutions. Sometimes you can't agree with the content of what someone's saying, and you have to agree more with the energy, the essence, the enthusiasm, the clarity, or the passion that they have. And that might look something like this. What I love about that is the enthusiasm you've got for doing the right thing for our customers. And right now we need to focus on our team because they've got so much going on and they're under so much pressure, we can't put them under any more. If I say that differently, the other person is going to feel pretty rubbish. They might feel their ideas have been dismissed. They might be less likely to contribute to a meeting in future. If I can find a way to respond using yes and, they're going to feel positive and like their contribution matters. They're going to feel built up. And what happens then is we have more free-flowing conversation and we have a more constructive conversation. It also means that when there are those rare times where we do just need to stop something and nip it in the bud, it has more impact because people aren't used to hearing it. So I'd like you to get curious about where you can find the yes and where you can say, that's important and we need to look at this, or that matters and we need to take this into account, or perhaps you're right and we need to think about this. Rather than knocking people down all the time, find what you can agree with and build on it. This simple way of framing things has honestly changed my communication. I believe it's changed the relationships I have. I know it's changed the way that I'm experienced, and it allows for an evolution of conversations rather than constantly having people feel like they're having to pick themselves up off the floor because I've knocked them down by saying, yeah, but... This has been a bonus video from the Firefly Online Learning Library. You can find out more on our website and explore a wide range of learning and development materials to help you, including courses on authentic leadership mastery, fundamentals of effective teams, and much more. Thank you for watching.